Hey Adelaide, how are you doing?
Good.
Good. I'm so glad to hear. What'd you do today?
Mm. Went for a walk.
You went for a walk by yourself or did you go with someone else?
I walked alone, but my family was outside.
Oh, cool. Well, good. I'm so glad to hear you had a good day and you could enjoy the nice weather. Well, hey, I just really appreciate you joining me today. I appreciate your time. My name's Mrs. Cole. I'm currently a counseling student at Creighton University, and I'm studying to get my degree in school counseling, meaning that at the end of all this, my goal is to work with students like you in the school setting. And I do want to let you know that I am videotaping this conversation. The purpose of that video is for my professor and a couple of my peers to watch. You definitely won't be in it, they will be able to hear your voice. But the purpose of it is just for them to be able to watch it and give me some feedback on my skills. Because, like I said, I'm here to learn as well. Is that okay?
Yep.
Cool. Okay, thanks a bunch. And secondly, I kind of just, because this is our first time talking, I do want to let you know that anything you say here stays here. So it stays between me and you. I'm not going to go off telling any of your peers or any of the rest of our group or anything like that about it. Of course, my professor and the couple peers in my class will hear this conversation, but other than that, it stays between us. But in the event that you did say that you were thinking about like hurting yourself or hurting others, that is something that I would have to report. And that's just because your well being and the well being of others is a top priority for me. So, does that sound okay to you?
Yep.
Cool. Okay, thanks. I'll say in the next 15 minutes, I'm just going to ask you a few questions. Some of those questions might be tough to answer, but I just ask that you're as honest as you can be about it. And I am going to be taking notes throughout this session. So don't be alarmed if you see me taking notes, but the purpose of those notes is so at the end of it, I can summarize what we talked about and you can take that with you. And I would also encourage you to be thinking about some things you learned from the session as well, and then we can share those with one another. Does that sound good?
Yep.
Cool. Okay. Well, what's the reason you've come in today? What's the reason you want to chat?
I'm lonely because of quarantine.
Quarantine. Yeah. Okay. Tell me a little bit more about that.
Um, I can't go to see any of my friends because of the risk of coronavirus.
Hmm. And are you in quarantine? So, who all are you with? Are you with your family members or?
Yeah, I'm with my four family members, my dad, my mom, and my two sisters. And the rest of my family lives in Texas or Michigan.
Oh, okay. But your immediate family is home with you.
Yeah, my immediate family is home with me.
Cool. So, but overall, you're missing seeing your friends.
Yeah,
Yeah. So, what are your best hopes from this meeting today?
that I'll find some good ways to meet to not be lonely.
Yeah, sounds good. Maybe some ways to catch up with your friends while still
Yep.
being in quarantine.
Yes.
Awesome.
Yes.
And I would like on a scale of 0 to 10, so 0 being the worst it's ever been, and 10 being the best you felt about it. Where are you feeling today?
Um, I'd say probably like a 6 because I got to I waved to my friend outside out of sight.
Good. Good. What friend is that? Like a neighbor?
Yeah, she's a neighbor and she goes to church with me.
Oh, good. Good. So you were able to see a friend today. So that's making you feel a little
Yeah.
better. Oh, good. Okay. So, what prevented you from being one number lower? So from being a 5, what prevented that today? So you mentioned you saw a friend. Were there anything else, or was there anything else?
Um, I also played Minecraft with my friend Brooke.
Oh, fun. Okay. And is that like a game online?
Yes, it's a app.
An app. Okay. But it's a social app, so you're able to still connect through that.
Yeah.
Oh, cool. That's fun. And
You can like build stuff.
oh, you built stuff.
Mhm.
Fun. And then so you like partner together while building. Is that right?
You don't have to. Me and my
Oh.
friend usually go and like find like fun spots in the Minecraft world and build houses.
Oh, neat. That's awesome. So what a fun way to be able to still connect while maybe not being in the same house. What
Yeah.
about if you were one number higher? So if you were sitting at a 7, what do you think that would look like?
Probably if I could go and actually spend time with my friends in person instead of just like waving to them from 6 feet away or FaceTiming them.
Right. Right. So you just really desire to have like a personal connection, to be able to like be in the same space as that person.
Yeah.
Yeah, and that's tough because right now, I mean, we're all sitting in that, right? We're all having to sit at home and not be able to go places, but we can be encouraged that it's a temporary thing, right? So,
Yeah.
it's not going to be hopefully too much longer. What do you think are some things, some other ideas? So I know you said today you're at a 6 because you were able to wave to a friend and you were able to play a game with that friend. What are some other things in the past when you were spending time with friends, maybe where you were above a 6? What are some things you guys liked to do to connect?
Me and my friends, well, before quarantine, me and my friends
Yeah.
would just talk a lot when we were at school.
Talk a lot at school, okay. What else?
Sometimes I'd go over to my friend's house after school and we'd hang out and also play Minecraft, but that was in person, so.
Anything else you really like to do with your friends?
Sometimes we cook together.
Cook together. What do you like to cook?
I did a business fair with my friend, and we made dog treats, so we cooked those together.
Oh, yeah, okay. How did that go?
Pretty good. It was really fun.
Oh,
We
good.
each made like $100, so that was nice.
$100? That's awesome.
Yeah.
Cool. So when you go from a 6 to a 7 and you're, feeling like you're more with people more and feeling better about it, who do you think's going to notice that change in you?
Probably me.
You would notice.
Yeah.
Who else?
Maybe my family,
Oh, right, because you're,
because they notice I'm happier.
yeah, they'd maybe see you be a little bit happier and you're in the same house as them, you said, so they would maybe see that in you. And how would you respond to their reaction to that change in you?
That would probably make me happier, make me even happier to know that they know that I'm happy.
Yeah. So they would see that happiness in you, and that in turn would create more happiness because you would be glad that you were making them happy. I can tell you care a lot about your family and friends for sure. What do you think? What's the lowest you've been throughout this quarantine? So we've been in this for a few weeks now. What's the lowest number you think you've gotten out of 0 to 10?
Probably like a 4.
A 4. Okay, tell me about that.
Well, on the weekends, I don't FaceTime my friends because we're not doing our schoolwork together.
Oh, okay.
But I still have my family too. Me and my sister watch Merlin, which is a TV show together.
Oh, cool. And so when you felt like you were at a 4, what were some things you did to get to maybe a 5? Or what were some things that helped you get out of that? I know you said that was on the weekends, so what are some other things you did?
I would sometimes my friends still were available to FaceTime, so we just talked to each other.
So FaceTiming in the past has helped you because you get to see your friends.
Yes.
Awesome. Okay, so just to summarize a little bit. So I know you said, lately you're feeling a little down because we're in quarantine, but I'm super proud of you that you're able to look at the past couple weeks that we've been in quarantine and recognize that throughout all of this, you've been able to FaceTime with friends. You've been able to, like today, you were able to see a neighbor friend, maybe from far away, but you were able to see them. You were able to play Minecraft with them. and maybe FaceTime. So, because of your desire to see your friends more and to be more social throughout this quarantine, I would just encourage you to, with the remainder of the week, get together with your mom and dad and see maybe if you could set up some different FaceTime meetings with friends from your school. So, see if a friend would, a friend that you haven't seen yet would be able to connect with you. And maybe that would help get to six from a 6 to a 7. How does that sound?
That sounds good.
Good. I'm glad to hear. Well, I just really appreciate your time. Again, I really am just so glad that we were able to connect today. And I think that's all the questions I have. Do you have any questions for me?
No, I don't think so.
Good. Well, I hope you have a great rest of your night.
You too.